the words first, and I find it easy to write a blues song. What's difficult is to make it a good blues song. Because I read in a book, maybe the country blues. The author is escaping, the famous guy who wrote that book. He interviewed some old blues musician that said, "Oh, it's easy to write a blues song. You just pick up a pen and describe five things about it, and there you go. You have 5 verses." Bill Ferris, that's his name, who wrote the country blues back in the late 50s, and there was an album that I have an original copy of that accompanied it, giving examples of what he was talking about. And so I approached writing blues songs in that manner, and I came up with the first line, and went, okay, this could easily be a 12-bar blues. And once again, once I wrote the words, it was trying to find an appropriate style of music, and sending audio files back and forth via email with Duke Levine. I said, hey, I recorded me playing a solo acoustic version like in Elmore James with a bottleneck. I did a couple of different finger style versions. Yeah. And what we came up with was me playing the finger style pattern, which is based on a Big Bill Broonzy theme song. Who really knew who wrote this stuff? But I was influenced by all these old musicians, and what I try to do is write songs in the traditional styles. I try to keep the music alive by writing in the traditional styles. I don't feel like I'm stealing licks, because there's nothing new under the sun in 2019. And there hasn't been anything new under the sun for 50 years, really, certainly in the blues. And Duke said, hey, why don't we try to combine these different versions you have? And he's a great mandolin player, and we kind of went back to that acoustic jug band theme, and we had Kevin Barry playing on the dobro, the lap style slide guitar. So that kind of gives it a little Delta feel as well. So and with the harmonica on it too, that definitely helps root it deep in the South of the United States, in the whiny, crying harmonica licks in the background. And it just all fell together. And like I mentioned earlier about the song, The Ballad of a Burglar, the version that's on the album was the rehearsal take. So Duke and I were the only ones that communicated, and I got up to Boston, and Duke and I spent an afternoon at his house going over the songs and deciding on what versions we were going to do and touching things up. And then we went into the studio, and he really didn't want at first for me to credit him as a producer. And I said, look, you have to let me do something, because you've done so much more than just be a musical director. That he influenced what people should play, what instrument they should play. And we were all about the spontaneity of it, and not saying, you play this, you play this, you play this. We just went, okay, this is what we're going for. Think about it. I played a version by myself so everybody could get an idea, and then we stopped and let the tape roll, and we went, and I don't think we did more than 3 takes of any song, because that's how good these musicians are. And that in part is because of Duke's ability as a producer to find the right people for the right type of music. So that one fell together real nice.
Yeah, that's that live part of the music. When you guys are, my friends watching them professionals, and they have a live thing they do at the Milwaukee Athletic Club on Sundays or in summertime on a 12th floor. They just get together and improv, kind of. They play the songs, but they just kind of continue on. And that's awesome that your friends are able, that you're coming across and able to provide that on your awesome CD for everybody today.
Yeah, and that was the biggest part of this whole project, was to make sure that we have fun. Yeah. And that was Duke's suggestion. And when I was in a band in the 80s, one of the greatest compliments I was ever given by someone I didn't know that just came to a club and would see us, came up to me and said, "Man, thanks, you guys are so good. You guys are so much fun. I love coming to see you play because I know I'm going to have a good time because you guys have so much fun on stage with the music." And for me, that's what it's all about. And we mentioned, ultimately, for me, music makes the world a better place. Music changed my life 50 years ago, and I listen to music every single day of my life, and I can't imagine a world where there's no music. So that's why I do it.
And it's very much needed even more today. As in every segment, growing up in the 70s, the 80s, 60s, to continue on growing, evolving, and bringing a message. Matter of fact, the gentleman I was talking about, his name Chris Crow, Milwaukee area, he also comes to New England Conservatory of Music that you mentioned your friend comes from.
All right.
So there's a real vibe coming out from a place like that he's touched so many people in Milwaukee. And he's very much a conductor, too. I mean, he fills in when he's a conductor of the Prince Experience, which is traveling around doing all the Prince bands. So he's part of the music director. And
I have to tell you that having traveled the country playing music and traveled the world playing music, the Boston area is very, very special. And the fans there, the Boston people are resilient with everything they've been through, and they love their music, and there's a fantastic music scene in the Boston area, and the locals there really support the local music. And every time I've ever been up there playing in a band or working for a band, because I do some sound engineering things too, the best show of the tour or whatever is always in Boston.
Gotcha.
It doesn't matter if it's a local bar or a club or whatever the arena is now, or Harbor Lights, their outdoor venue, or at Foxwood or whatever the place is up there. People are great supporters of music, and maybe it's because they have Berklee College of Music there as well as the New England Conservatory of Music. So there's a lot of musicians moving to that area to get educated, and it's working.
Yeah, and the Boston Pops, coming up on the 4th of July and all that. That's
right.
Older I'm getting in life, should I say? Because I'm a rocker, I've become able to more being a music sub and stuff, appreciate those kind of things, should I say?
Well, in fact,
now I do. Go ahead.
It's funny you should mention the Boston Pops, because my producer there, and then dear friend Duke Levine has played with the Boston Pops.
Yeah.
They had Bono sing with the Boston Pops, and they hired Duke to play guitar for that show.
Very neat. Very neat.
Some years ago.
I love that. So very cultural, and that's where your friends headed out to do. And again, everybody got to get out there. A highway cruise. JP Reale is my awesome guest today. JP, where are you going to be out this summer? Where can you? And again, you're solo doing that solo stuff because your big band is what you got together for the CD. Where are you going to be playing out for everybody?
I'm playing out right now. There's a little bar in Old Town Alexandria. It's a very funky little section of Alexandria City, which borders. It's in Virginia. It borders Washington D.C. Mm-hmm. There's a really cool little music bar called O'Shaughnessy's Pub, and I've been playing there since. I started earlier this year playing there, and they really like me, and it's a local place, and the locals come out to see live music there, and they have bands on Fridays and Saturdays, and I play one Wednesday every month. The next one is coming up in a couple of weeks, Wednesday, July 10th, and I'm working on some other dates at the place I just did my CD release party at the Co-work Cafe in Arlington, and I'm working on getting local musicians together to put a band together to actually do some live band dates, because there's a bunch of clubs in the DC area that have this kind of blues rock music, and I just need to I know a
Yeah.
lot of musicians in DC, and I'm just trying to find the right fit, and it literally as much has to do with musical style as your time availability. So that's going to be I'm going to continue playing solo throughout the summer while I'm putting a band together, and hopefully have some band gigs coming up this fall, all of which you'll be able to follow me on Facebook or at my website at jpreality.com. I'm on Facebook. I have JP Reale and JP Reale Music, because you know how Facebook works. I got into it early. I didn't really know what I was doing. It's now really just a vehicle to promote my music, and I ended up with 2 accounts. That's what it is. I put posts on both accounts, and I'm on Twitter and try to get the word out that way, because that's what you have to do in the 21st century. Is social media is the way, and everybody does it. All major bands.
Yeah.
You know, the Rolling Stones don't necessarily have that problem, but they all have Facebook accounts, because that's a way to reach people.
And to go to your main domain too, which is JPREALI Reale.com. You know, you also have your website also too. Also besides Facebook. So, you know, all those things out there. And the Magoo, I'll be playing you all the time. Highway to Cruise, and I just link you up when I can. And again, yeah, CD Baby, Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, and JP in DC, Washington, I guess, areas. Sometimes the best is location to be able to find people too on those different social medias, should I say. And my, what you are rocking out there in DC with your friends and everything with the political battle up there. And you know, I'm in the Milwaukee area, so you know the Democratic convention's coming this way, so it's going to be something next summer. Yeah,
and you know, you were Wisconsin was a battleground state there last time. In Milwaukee, you know, the Democratic candidate, I think, assumed that she was going to get that, and she never came there, and she didn't, and that's why she's writing books for a living now and not running the country, or one of the reasons.
Yeah, that's another story in itself.
That's another story.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, my friend. Thanks again, my friend. We've been rapping for 1 hour and 8 minutes here on the Magoo. It's 5:08 Central Time, 6:08 your Eastern Time out your way. So, thanks again, JP, coming on the show today. Okay, my friend.
My pleasure, Tom. Thank you for having me, and keep doing what you're doing. It's helping us all live better.
Thanks, buddy. Here we go. Whiskey for Blood. Let's take it out. A highway cruise. Thank you.
I woke up this morning, I couldn't find my traveling shoes. I woke up this morning, I couldn't find my traveling shoes. And now I'm lying